Okay.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, friends.
It's Francesca.
It's Courtney.
We are back on the mic after kind of a long time, so sorry. Our last episode was all about insecurities, and we just talked about like what made us feel insecure in our life as like at the time I was 26, I'm 27 now. So like 26, 27-year-old stuff that makes me
Big year.
insecure, anxious. I mean, I could list the ways, but I mostly covered, just like social insecurities.
Yeah.
And it was good for me to like talk it out, get it out, because I got to think about it a little more after that. And I think I'm feeling even less insecure, which is kind of the point of this podcast, like to just talk about those things that are weighing heavy on your mind, weighing on your shoulders. You've talked about it to your partner a million times, so you feel like you need like a new kind of outlet.
Or your mom.
Poor moms.
Yeah, poor moms.
And so today we'll follow up on that insecurities topic, and then we'll go into a new topic. Do you want to?
Yeah, our new topic, we're focusing on relationships. So marriages, engagements, partnerships, and then just friendships as well. So kind of navigating, obstacles or challenges that you may face, or you're just going through and you just need that support system to be that that listener, but also maybe offering like a different perspective at that situation or challenge that you're facing, I guess. So this next episode, we're focusing on all things relationships. And then, when we have polls and engagements and discussions on Instagram and media platforms, definitely feel like you can participate and DM us if you have any questions or just need like, hey, like I'm going through this. What do you think? Just offering that support, because again, like we're that support system, not only for each other, but for anyone that maybe needs it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like we love recording because we get an opportunity to hang out with each other and just drink coffee. Always
coffee. Always tea drink. You can't trust tea drinkers. Sorry.
Can't trust what?
Tea drinkers. If you just drink tea,
it makes me sick.
I can't trust you. Like I respect you because you have to respect everyone. But
what's really going on?
Yeah,
what's really going on?
What's wrong with you? So we can help you. Anyway, sorry.
Next topic. Are you a tea drinker?
Are you a tea drinker? Well, what other problems are you going through? Yeah. How can we convert you? Yeah.
I could switch to tea, but it makes me sick. Please let me know if that's you too. So
what do you mean it makes like all teas make you sick?
No, like I'm being dramatic, but
okay.
Like it's always herbal tea. It has to be herbal tea because any kind of caffeinated tea, like if I let it steep for too long, which I do because I put it in the cup and walk
busy.
Away.
Yeah, we have things to do.
And like I could not keep it down.
Really?
Last time I drank it.
Okay, we're gonna do like some sort of reel or something doing tea samplings, and we're gonna see if Fran gets sick. It's out good, like it's good intent, like it's not ill intent here. We're all good vibes.
Weird tea thing.
But anyway, sorry. Side note, yeah, anyone that says I don't drink coffee, like even if it's like medical, like I have gut issues and he tells me not to drink coffee, and I think I guess I'm having a short life because like that's not gonna happen.
Because of coffee?
Yeah, he didn't say I'm gonna die. He just is like, your stomach's really inflamed. We highly recommend you have like 1 cup a day. So then I have like the biggest mason jar you could possibly get. That's my 1 cup a day then. Yeah, 1 glass a day.
I'm gonna tell on you.
Yeah, you know what? Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, it's concerning. So if you're in the medical field, yeah, I would be concerned for me too. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm right there with you with the stomach issues. Who isn't?
Yeah, we have one life to live. Yeah, it could probably be better because you wouldn't be in the bathroom all the time. But like, I'm not gonna stop my intake of spicy food.
And I'm eating cheese. You. I'm eating ice cream.
Cheese.
I don't know about you.
Drink your coffee.
And then okay, so I thought it was all about like the coffee for me too, but I just cut out the dairy and it was so much better. I still get really jittery, which I like for anxiety reasons I shouldn't be drinking it, but There's just,
Yeah.
what's that TikTok? Did you
Which
know if
one?
you replace your coffee with green tea, you could destroy what little fucking joy you have?
Oh
left in
yeah, I
your
did see
life?
that.
Destroy.
I do like good matcha.
Me
I could
too. I haven't had matcha in a while.
I could go for, like, right now, I can go for a Starbucks green tea matcha latte with soy milk. Just because I think it's better with soy milk, but I could, oh my god,
No
I'm
matcha.
so excited.
Her earring doesn't like tea. Fine.
Anyway, we'll have to have a little reel with like coffee drinks because you want a new coffee pot, you
Yeah, I
said.
do.
So
I do.
that will be our next topic. But
All right.
anyway,
Should we get into
let's get into it.
recapping insecurities a little bit?
Yeah.
And
let's do
maybe like, okay, like we can just talk about a takeaway, a tip that we like kept close to our hearts while trying to work through
While
the
we're working through it.
insecurities we talked about.
I like that because I think like every episode we want there to be like takeaways, right? Like it's one thing just for us to get together and just give our, like, we're going through the same thing you're going through, but also be like, but then what? Like, so what? Like, why are we, you know, okay, we're all struggling. Great. But I think there should be takeaways. I think like I struggle a lot with like just like weight and my skin. And honestly, after that episode, I really started, because I think we all know like ways we could probably cope with it, but I think sometimes it'd be so busy in life and we have so many other things distracting us that we just lose sight of, you know, those insecurities and like what's really important. So when we talk about it more, I start really, every time I see myself, I'm like, oh, like this skin or this issue or this blemish. But honestly, lately it's like I don't stress about it and my skin has been better.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I think like, and I think too, like throughout the day I work from home. So of course I'm always like, I go to the bathroom a lot more. I just kind of like, you know, could just maybe touch my face a lot. I don't know. But I really like in the last month have noticed a difference
Awesome.
with my skin. And I think like I just, oh well, we all get a blemish here and there. We all have a flaw. And I think I just is like, I'm gonna have a life. And it's like, it's quite this quote my husband says, which I'm gonna like mess it up because I don't know the exact wording. But in a sense, it's like when you're standing in the rain, like you're standing in the rain and you're getting soaked regardless, or you're in the rain and you just, you know, you accept it and you have fun with it. And he's gonna listen to this. He's gonna tell me that I messed up this quote. And I did. I don't know the exact wording, but in a sense, it's just like that mindset of like you're in a situation regardless. You can be in a bad mood and, you know, make your like have a poor quality of life, or you accept the situation as it is and just go with it and find the positive in that situation. So I think like, yeah, I have a breakout, but I'm gonna still go out and about. I'm not gonna, maybe I don't look in the mirror as much, just I don't want to stress myself out about it. But like, I just feel like I don't worry too much about it now when I go out. So I think everybody has a flaw, right? We're not all perfect. So yeah, I think the takeaway is just like, again, it's that mindset of like, you're in a situation, you know, obviously like find ways to cope with it, but I'll realize too, like you're in a situation, how you can have that, your quality of life be with it. Like, you know,
it is like I think the unexciting part about adulting is like, it's all about how you react to things. Like,
yeah,
but then like how you react definitely changes the outcome. And like, how awesome that the outcome was. Oh, the blemishes are going away. Like
when you don't stress about it, when you're not focusing so much on it, it's not that big of a deal. And you are your worst critic.
Like, and nobody gives a shit.
No one gives a shit about you. No, I'm just kidding. people do give a shit about you. We care about you. Like no one is looking at your face like, oh my God, that is it on her forehead right now. Like it's just like crazy, astronomically, nobody like gives too big. Right. Nobody gives a fuck. And this goes like, you have one life to live. Like if people are focusing on that in your life, cut them the fuck out. And this goes back about our relationships we're going to get into. Like if people are that negative on you or picking out your flaws, who the fuck are they? You know what I mean? Like who, I say to myself all the time, like pumping myself up and I'm like, my pump up music, like, I'm this bitch. I'm the baddest bitch. You know what I mean? Because like who, if someone's like critiquing you and criticizing you and being critical of you, bye.
It's
like
just that simple. It's like not simple to
it's
let go.
It's hard to let go. But the biggest thing I get from like work You have to be comfortable with the uncomfortables. And so that can be taken in many different ways. There's different situations, but like if you're in a situation with a friend, especially, and they're being critical of you or whatever your situation is, like it has to do with an insecurity, like be comfortable with the uncomfortables, like cut it out, figure, find your coping mechanisms, find your coping strategies, and just go with it. So I think that's also like getting into friendships too, of how every insecurities, like it's all related. You can find those relationships and just be uncomfortable with the uncomfortables.
And like listen to your gut too. Like if you know that somebody is getting hung up on that zit or like how you look, trust that. Like you know what that feels like. I think as women, like we all know what that feels like. Don't ever second guess it.
Empower her.
And like you don't need to even explain yourself. Just be like I know that person hates that I'm a human.
Yeah,
because they were just like but
you're the baddest
hung
human,
up on if they get hung up on your imperfections, goodbye.
That's their imperfection.
And
that's a them
does
problem.
boil down to they're just not happy with themselves. It's all the stuff we know.
Yeah,
but like acting on it is hard, but it's pretty simple.
And if someone is that way, that's hard for them. Like that's a them problem, and that's really unfortunate that they suck. But that's their own problem. Like that's not for you to take on. Like if someone's just going to be a shitty human being to you and make you feel like you're less than, and like they always feel like they have to be better than you, that's a them problem. That's not a you problem. That's like you need to go, and they have a sucky life that they need to figure out, not mainly, but like you don't need to be that person that again is going to be the person they beat up on.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is.
Yep. And I feel like we're gonna realize like all the topics string together really well.
I'm like in my head stirring up. Oh yeah.
We're trying to like retouch on insecurities, but it's like it's melting really well into our topic today, which
there's
is
a story I have about my relationship. Like, let me tell you, this is like fitting right into like fucking they're the problem, not me. Yeah.
So I was touching on how like I feel socially insecure, like am I being fun enough? Am I like
you're so fun, Fran.
Oh,
my God. So fun. Yeah.
Like I want to hear that. Like thank you.
You are.
And like I need
like every time we get into your house, like I would come to your house every weekend if I could. Like you guys are so fun. Like always surrounded by a good group of friends. Like if you're friends with somebody and you become friends with like their friend, that says something about that friend that you're originally friends with, because they're good people and they hang out with good people.
So we had you and Reed over for my birthday not too long ago.
Yes.
And 2 other friends and then one of your friends.
I have a story about this with your friend. I pause it. It's funny. So they listen to this, they think it's gonna be comedic, but yeah.
And Pablo was like, do you want to, like my fiance was like, do you want to invite anybody else? And I was like, no, like, I want these 6 awesome people and that's it. Like, because you guys are just like Pablo and I, like, I feel like maybe you and Reed have gone through the same little journey of like, it's hard to find like good friends, but we've been like pretty ruthless about who we want in our lives, who we keep around.
You can be selective at this point.
We've been super selective. Like, would you say that's true for you and Reed too? Like,
yeah, and it's hard. I mean, we're getting into friendship stuff like already. It's like it's just like it's hard. It's hard to meet friends after college where you have this community that you're all in. Because I feel like when you leave college and you start to move and then you have your careers and then you work different hours. And for me right now, I struggle with like, where is that balance of like friendships and like relationships with your partner? Because in a sense, what I mean is like you are trying to build your relationship with them and have your family, but then you also want to keep your friendships and maintain them outside. So it's like, how do you have that balance of like alone time, but like also like not losing friends, like wanting to be around friends, but like focusing on your family? I feel like that's just hard for us. And it's just hard to navigate too, because all our friends have kids, but we're not there yet. So like, how do we keep that friendship growing? But also understand like we're at different stages.
And I think that's like the key. Like it all boils back to keeping friends around who just make you feel good, because no matter how long it's been or no matter the mood you're in, you know they're going to accept you no matter how crazy each person's life gets. you know they're still going to be there.
Absolutely.
And it's like, again, it's like the thing of, it's not glamorous, like it's kind of simple. Like it's almost too simple.
It's so simple. And I think a takeaway from this too, I mean, realizing as like after like just hearing ourselves talk is like simple ways to even maintain friendships, like a simple text. I think like right now, like I get sad over like a couple friends I did lose touch with. I'm like, oh, like I wonder if I can just like send them a text today and say, hey, hope you're doing well.
You probably could.
Like, because those friendships are worth maintaining. Like they were good friendships. We just don't live in the same state anymore. And so that, you drift apart because it's not every day do you see them because they live somewhere else. And so it's just like a simple, like, wow, like if this person's really worth it, then you should reach out to them. And if they don't reach out back, that's okay. Because again, like there's other connections else to be made, but then if they do, like now that communication's open. So
yeah. And I think like that's helped me with like my social insecurities. Like, okay, I need to stop the inner dialogue of these people would think I was such a better friend, like if I had more energy when I went over, and I have to like snap myself out of it. Like, no, like I've done some hard work and like selective work over the years to pick good people who are going to love me no matter what. They don't love me because I'm fun. They don't love me because I'm exciting life of the party. They love me because of me. And like,
because of you,
I've had to just remind myself of that. And it's been like, that's helped with my social insecurities a ton. And like, it's just like led me to a place of like, I don't care anymore if you don't like me. Like, because
can't please everyone.
I also like work hard to be likable and like make people comfortable, because that's important to me. So really, like if we're just not the same person, that's fine. Like, we don't need to hang out. We don't need to be friends.
And I think
I just think that comes with making new friends.
How do you, because I know like we all go through this where we had to like snip that little cord of friendships. How do you navigate that? And like where is that last straw of like, I am done. How do I not contact them anymore? Or do I let them know we're done? Like if I just stop answering their calls, does that mean that we're done? Or do I need to initiate a conversation and be respectful and letting them know? Because I think sometimes too, it's good to let someone know like, hey, this isn't working out. It's not you, but it is you. It's it's not you, it's me. But I think like, so maybe do you have like advice, like, how would you handle navigating that straw of like, this is it. This is not good for us. It's not good for me. I'm growing into, I'm going this way. You're going this way, different directions. So how would you navigate that?
Yeah. Like, and I recently had to like navigate a situation like that and it all stemmed from just paying attention to how I felt around people or how I felt around this certain relationship. And the past, I don't know, I was like, okay, the past 5 times, how have I felt? It was not good. Like, and it wasn't anything to do with that person. It wasn't anything to do with me, really. It was just like, like, I think I see like a fork in the road here. And yeah, I had to like sit through friggin' agony to decide, okay, how am I going to move forward? I think the agony just has to be a part of like ending important relationships. Just be prepared for that. I would say like be prepared for like some kind of agony with any relationship, right? Like, because it's not like necessarily that person's a horrible person. It's not necessarily like they're making you feel the agony, because I like to take the credit for how I'm feeling in social situations. If
you can control making
me feel bad, that's barely even their fault. I need to remove myself from the situation. And
I like that. I think you're right. I think like you can control your own actions and your own emotions. No one else can make you feel the way you do. You make yourself, you regulate, and you have your emotions.
And some people bring the best out in you and some people don't. Not their fault. You need to pay attention. Like, and I'm talking about myself here. I'm like not telling people what to do, but like for me, like I had to make a decision by myself. And I think that like makes it hard because it, like, for the other person,
Was it not,
they're
was
kinda
your
screwed.
situation, was it mutual?
No, not
Okay.
really. And like that was
Okay.
the hard part too, because you don't want to hurt anybody either.
Right.
But yeah, like it was like I had to like just sit through like agonizing like decisions that I had to make and which route was right. Do I just like stop contact? Because I've done that in the past and I was fine with it.
Yeah.
But this time around, I was like, no, like I have to be an adult and like I still owe this person that the respect of communicating about it. So I didn't just let it go to the wayside. I couldn't.
No, that's awesome. I think that's
so
hard. Like it's
it
hard to
sucked,
be
but
a good person. And like even like there are guys in the past I've like dated, I would just stop talking to them.
I was fine
Or I would
to
just
stop
text
talking
and
to
break them up.
guys.
Like I just break up over text. I think that's such a shitty thing to do. I really do. Like
And I wasn't gonna do that either. I was like,
Yeah.
I can't. No.
No, and I've done it. Like I had an ex, like my maid of honor, my ex maid of honor, who just ghosted me. And I text them saying, you know, I think that maybe this is the time to stop being friends. And I didn't get a response back. And maybe I should have picked up the phone, but at that point, like I was already ghosted several times. But that's hurtful. And so you have to be the bigger person. Like, you know what, at the end of the day, right now, it might be really just easy to like block them or like, or just text them. But then a couple of years go by, you might be like, you know what? There's not closure. And I think when you do talk on the phone or you at least get feedback over text, even if you're not talking on the phone, at least if there's a conversation fluently happening between two people, there's at least at the end of the day that there's going to be somewhat of closure than just putting it out there, not getting something back. So I think that's awesome of you to do that because that's hard.
And
that's a big person. That's
like
yeah.
miserable, like having to make those decisions.
Yeah.
But I knew like,
end of the day,
like these things just have to happen sometimes. It's never going to be fun. It's never going to be good timing. So like back to your question, like how do you end it? I think it's just a matter of how much respect does this person deserve?
I like that.
They deserved a lot of respect and I just wanted to leave off on whatever good foot we could. Because and like I feel like a lot of people are feeling this with the new year, like things are just ending, like things just need to end or go forward. Like I felt like that a lot in like many different, not even just relationships, but like
that was great resignation.
Yeah,
people like quitting and leaving jobs is like that. I think that's just applied everywhere in your life. Like we've been through hard 2 years. Like let's out of these 2 years, we've been able to hopefully have time to reflect and be like, you know, like as I get older, I don't want the bullshit anymore. I don't want fake friendships. I'm exhausted. I want to have 10,000 acquaintances. I want a small knit, good, solid group. I'm not going to cut my acquaintances off, but like, I want more of a close knit group than just having random acquaintances along the way, which is totally okay to still have, but I wanted more. So
and I feel like you just get better at identifying like what needs to stay and what needs to go. But that doesn't mean like it can't come back around if it's meant to still be in your life. And so, yeah, I think part of it too is just like throwing my hands up and just literally doing what my heart was telling me to do, which I never do that. So
no,
like it's good to act on those strong feelings that you're having. It's the most terrifying thing, like in the moment, and you'll go through like, I think it's like grief stages.
Because when you're friends with them for a long time, you go through the good times. You start, it's, you know, it's like you, when you break up with someone, it's the same for a friendship, but you still like mourn,
for sure,
you know, having them and you mourn that relationship. At the end of the day, it's like, I feel like when you have something good, you see if good friendships and then you have that one that's not so good, that's even easier though to identify. Where if you do have a toxic group of friends that you're constantly surrounded by, it might be harder because you don't know any different, like you don't know any better. But when you have like those good friends and then you have that like not so good friend, it's even easier to be like, oh my gosh, like that this is bad. This doesn't make me feel like my other friends do. They build me up, this person maybe doesn't, or whatever that situation is.
Yeah. And I think like I just didn't want to force anything on like me or my personality. Not, again, that's my thing. but I still had to make a decision for myself. Like,
Yeah.
because I would say like one, like the social insecurities have been like, were so strong and like out of control almost, and just like controlling my psyche. And then eventually I was like, why? Like, I don't even want to be in this game of second guessing myself. Like, I don't want to be in
It's
this
exhausting.
part of the tournament or this, like, I want to play a different game
I want to
altogether.
win this match.
I need to play a different game altogether. And I think like,
I like that analogy.
like we talked about how I got called boring in the last episode. I got called, like, that was almost 10 years ago, but it still stuck with me huge. And so like part of me now is like, I kind of don't mind being boring. Like, if I'm boring, fine. But
because you're happy, you're content,
and
I
like
have
to
meaning
keep
people.
it pretty damn simple. If that means boring, fine. Some people really like boring. A lot of people like at our age, I feel like we're like, can we have some boring like in our life? Like, can we have
a game night? Can we just chill out? Can we
fall asleep together?
Yeah, on the couch,
sleepover style.
Yeah,
why?
Let's make a tent. Let's make a fort. You know, let's do it.
And then
getting ideas here, Fran.
Just
hang out.
Be in the company of
be good
people
company,
who don't think of you as your insecurities at all. Like, when you bring it up to them, they're like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, that's just not true about you. Those voices, like, I want to surround myself with those voices. I want to, but then I also want to be in my own mental state where I don't need that validation from anybody. So it's not even that one friendship that I had to cut out to stop feeling that way. I just feel like I've abandoned that mindset altogether.
That's awesome.
Certain relationships or things, like even materialistic things, have fallen to the wayside.
That's awesome.
Since I've cut out that inner dialogue. Because again, I just wanted to play a different game altogether. I was like, this sucks. Thinking this way. It's not fun. I want to have fun. So
I want to have fun.
Let's find a new game.
I guess like my issue, one, like it's hard to make friends, right? So like navigating, how do we do that? And I think just being that support system to each other, like as you go through life, you know, whether it's getting Bumble BFF, whether it's getting a platform, just knowing what you like and you don't like, I think are really important, because at the end of the day, you know, those college friends that maybe you're just not vibing with anymore, that's okay to not vibe anymore. Just know, like, that's completely normal. Like, you're going in a different direction. And
it's also like, like you're doing this for you, but like, it's better for them too.
Better for them,
like they deserve honesty.
Two people in this relationship.
Like it's good for all parties.
All stakeholders here. My problem in life right now is, one, like obviously having my friends that are good for me, and then cutting out the bad ones, which I've done really well cutting them out, because they've initiated mostly. But significant others, friends, like, how do you go about, if you're in a relationship, right? You're in a partnership, significant other, and you don't like their friends, and like, how do I navigate that? Because like, I've been called too morally just, because like, and I don't even know like that's a bad thing at this point, but like, you know, I think when you're in a partnership, you both have different personalities and expectations. And so I guess have high expectations. And so when we hang out, with your significant other's friends, like, they may not fit you, because like they're your partner's friends, not your friends. So I guess, like, how do you navigate like hanging out with people you don't like, that you have to because they're friends with your significant other?
Yeah, that's a hard one. And like,
that's a hard one. That's what I'm going through. And you want to be respectful, because they're his or her friend, but you don't like them because you think they're like the worst person on earth. I'm just kidding.
You feel like you're not getting respect from them.
You're not getting respect from them. You're not vibing with them. Like, and that's my challenge lately, is like, I guess like, and I have a hard time biting my tongue. So I'm I guess I call it a very strong person. Someone else might call it bitchy. You know, we all have different ways to describe things and actions. But like, I just think like, you know, I'm someone that's like, you read the room, read the room, people. When you bring things up, like, when you're with somebody, like your partner, their friend shouldn't bring up their exes. I don't want to hear about my husband's exes.
No.
And I think that's a normal thing to, want. You don't want to hear their exes. And this person just wants to bring up their exes. And to me, it's like read the room,
like you're not imagining these things like we talked about. Like if you're feeling like a weird disrespectful vibe from someone, you're probably right, because a respectful person wouldn't bring that up. In my opinion,
who wants to talk about them? Who wants to talk about the exes? Like no one in their freaking right mind.
You can talk about how you're better than them all day long.
You're welcome.
Sure,
I'm here now. Okay, I'm like, sorry they were here before. I'm now here. We're good. Let's move on. And so like for me, and that's what's so hard, is that like I don't have, and if they were once better of a person, like their friend, then like I just don't have that relationship with my partner's friend. So like if they were once better, like, my husband always says, oh, well, they're just like socially awkward. And I like hate that. Like I totally get people that maybe don't have like social awareness skills, but I feel like when someone says, oh, they're socially awkward, I feel like you're making excuses for them. Like I feel like no, no one ever taught them differently. I'll be the freaking teacher. I'll fucking teach them. And no one taught them accountability,
accountability.
Yeah.
So like I feel like you could.
What do I do, Fran?
Honest, I feel like
I'm sorry.
You also don't need to be friends with yours.
I don't.
But I get
around.
The want.
They're around.
They're gonna be around. Like you want to feel comfortable. You want to feel like yourself. You don't want to feel like you're being disrespected, especially in your own house.
Because I will win. Not that this is a battle, and it's probably not healthy to say, but like we're all thinking it. But who's gonna win this battle? Me. Don't F with me. Don't F with Courtney. I can go 0 to crazy like this.
No, you know your shit. I would not
I do. Don't mess with me. Earrings already falling off. No, but I did find a solution to this problem for people that are curious. Like I'm still working through it. And this is like, again, I'm saying this because I need that support. Like, what do I do? I'm not an expert. I am able to know moral actions and ethics. I'm able to know like what's going on. And I see 2 different points. I'm like, well, you don't need to be friends with them. Absolutely. I don't want to be friends with them. How do I put up with them? Because it's even a battle with my partner where I just like get mad and I'll be like, they effing said this, they said this. And it's like not fair to my partner either that I'm hating on their friend. But then my argument's like, we'll get better friends. And I love majority of my partner's friends. It's just like 1 or 2 in particular. But I guess like I'm just like being able to move like through this and like get through like solutions, and not like I'm in the rain. I can either just taping in every room with them, or I can try to find the light in it. And I did. And here it is. Seating arrangements. So you don't put them by you put them on the opposite side of the room. And let me tell you, that is a game changer, because I rarely hear their voice. And then we don't have the awkward conversations about exes. And it's just it's amazing. So I don't have all solutions to this problem, because it's just, I don't know if there's a solution, because I think your partner needs to have a sit down too, and have your partner need to have accountability with their friends' actions. But that's a whole nother story. So for this thing, I'm in the rain, I'm getting poured on. My partner's quote doesn't allow me to have an umbrella. So it is what it is. And you just have seating arrangements. And it has been, it's been better. It's not the best solution, because
a teacher or something.
I was a teacher. I actually a life update. I work in corporate America now. And we're not going to bash that, because I feel very empowered.
You can take the girl out of teaching, but you can't take teaching out of the girl.
So I'll teach you.
Assign seat your ass.
I'll teach you. I will assign seats. I will move tables. I'll do anything and everything. Call your mom. Yeah.
Please don't.
Yeah. I won't call your mom. I love your mom. I actually love her. I love your mom's house.
Oh
I love
my
everything
God,
about your mom. No. So anyway, with this, if you're going through this, because we're a support system where this is just for us to listen and be like, oh my God, like I'm actually going through this too. I don't have the answers. I don't have all the answers, but I'm also going through this. So if you're going through this and you have found a way to cope with this and get through these situations with your significant others, friends, or like your friends, like how you went about maybe getting new friends and what that looked like and getting, maybe rid of old friends. It wasn't working out. Let us know. But as far as I can tell you, seating arrangements.
It's all about proximity sometimes.
Oh God.
God.
I don't see you. I don't hear you. You don't exist.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Out of sight, out of mind.
And if you feel good when they're out of sight, out of mind.
Oh God.
Pay attention and listen to that. And
yeah,
like I wish I could be that like well thought out. I'm just not.
Like
I need to take pointers.
He's there. And alcohol, I would usually say alcohol cures all. And I'm not like unhealthy about alcohol, but like a girl loves a good cocktail. Like you give me a good cocktail.
Let's not lie.
It
lie to ourselves.
It, just like numbs some things. But it's not good for me because then it makes me a little bit too more cocky and confident. And then I let them know what's up.
I think drunk Courtney is fabulous.
It is. Yeah. There's this song on it goes on TikTok and it's like do you remember last night? It was like that. It's like where you're like blacked out. It's like shoot. I have to look it up now. Yeah. I remember last night because I was like blacked out or something. I don't black out. I don't do that. But it's just that mindset of like I can get through the night and not remember the bad parts about that night. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I have my drink, I have my seating arrangement in place, we're good. We're good.
Well, and also, but what do you think too of like the thing of just like I've tried to make this promise to myself, like no matter what, I have to be myself. So relationships don't get twisted. So something develops based off of who I'm not. What do you think of like the thing of like if that person keeps talking to you about these things of just saying like this is like bothering me, like why would I want you?
It's very grown up of you to think this way, Fran.
But it's I mean
it's very
I'll probably never do it, but I've been like inching towards that lately. Like I'm sick of this. I want it to stop. So should I just be honest? And like being honest, I have to remind myself I can still be nice.
Yeah. There's definitely a respectful way to. You don't have to.
You don't have to
deserve you. Do they get to see that not part of you? They deserve like a freaking rip to the face.
Like you can decide. I feel like would you want to just like be honest with this person the next time they bring something up, so that they see where they stand. Like,
yeah, no, that's very mature of you. The very big person of you to like think that way, to just talk to them about what's wrong with them. Do I want to do that? Do I want to go through and again it goes back to my advice, like being comfortable with the uncomfortables. And it's not even that I'm uncomfortable about it, I just don't like them. I'm at this point where I've known them for 3-4 years that I don't want to be friends with them. And so I guess your thing is like, well, what's the point of conversation? Great question. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want because I don't want to be friends with them because they're morally not just good people, obviously. But this is my life. And it's like, so how I don't need to be friends with them. I don't want to be friends with this person at this point. But how do I navigate when we are in the same room together? Because I think like if we're playing a board game, obviously we're gonna have to talk, right? So I guess like the first thing, and maybe I should establish some guidelines here of questions, is like thinking like, what do I want out of it? Because I go back and forth like, well, maybe I do want to be friends with them, or at least be on good terms with them. So I guess like that's something too to think about, is like maybe link yourself questions of like, what do you want out of this? Like, how is this going to help you in the future? How do you even if they're doing something after you talk to them, they keep doing it. How do you navigate that? And I guess it's like a good follow-up to this episode is like, maybe we can make that list. That's like a good concrete, like just general list of questions or thoughts to think about when you're in situations like this. I think like as you get older or maybe start growing in your relationship, they're going to have different friends than you, and they're not going to be always your cup of tea. And that's okay because they're not your friends, they're their friends.
Yeah.
But how do you navigate that? And in my part too, I think a part of the accountability should be on your partner. Like, I think if their friends are doing something bad to you, your partner should step up.
Especially if you're uncomfortable.
Yeah. But then I see too that your partner may make excuses for them, or might just know them a little bit better, that they know they're not trying to be ill intent or have ill intentions. But
also, I think like you can give it just time.
That's true.
Over time, like where you start to understand this person, and like just
maybe.
like giving yourself time to pay attention to what your brain goes through when you're around this person, and that will just always give you more information about.
They drive me freaking crazy.
And so like maybe you've had enough time and now you're ready to make, like, are you saying that like you've had enough time around them and now you want to make a decision about whether you're going to be around them at all?
Do you know who I'm talking about?
I think so.
Okay, we'll have to talk offline and see here. Because maybe if you know who I'm talking about, they're just like, there's no hope. They're just the worst human beings. I don't know. And I think that like if you're going through this too, like let me know. Because I think like relationships are so hard on their own, with what we talked about with like when it's time, where's that line? Where's your final straw? Like, I'm done. We navigating the uncomfortable with the uncomfortable, because everyone does deserve respectful conversations about if you are ending it. But then I guess just a last thought with that on your partner's relationships is like, how do you navigate your partner's friendships? And like, I don't know, like when you're with somebody for a long time and they've had friends before them, that they keep saying like, well, I've known them longer. Like there's like a weird, it's like, I feel like this is a topic that maybe deserves another episode alone, but it's like, how do you it's just like that, it's just like navigating your partner's friendships, because there's always like times where I feel left out because I didn't go to the same high school as them, and they always have high school stories, or like they were friends with their exes and they still follow their exes on Instagram and like their photos, or like I know them longer than you. Oh, great. Well, do you also want to do sexual things with them so I don't have to? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you want to give him a blowjob for me too while you're at it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why? Yeah, like why do people say that? Like, why do people say, oh, I've known them longer? Great. Well,
so like now I'm like remembering like there's like one friend that of my partners who they were like really close at the time that we started dating, and there was just an obvious conflict, and like I didn't, like at that age I didn't even speak, so I was like, this is not my problem, I'm not the situation here,
right?
But that person had a jealousy issue for sure.
Oh, really?
And of like how much time I took
away from them,
their relationship. But it wasn't me. Like I said, I didn't even talk. And like if I did talk, it was in a positive way with this person, but like they just weren't having me. Like they just weren't having it. And so to me, I'm like, less for me to do, like fuck it, fine. I'm not gonna even look at you then. Like I don't need to concern my brain with you. And that speaks, and that sets the relationship to what it's going to be. And I don't care. Like it makes me sad. Like it didn't go in a different direction, but it was on no account of me. It was not my problem.
Are they friends now?
They are. And
is it better?
It's better, but like
it took a while.
Grew, and like it took time. Okay. But also when this person got into a serious relationship, his brain might have clicked a little better on like, oh yeah, like when you have a really awesome girl, you're gonna say fuck your friends and you're gonna hang out with her.
You know that they're worth it, and at the end of the day, like your friend should be there regardless. But I think you're right, like that, but in that instance it reminds me back to like that's a them issue that they need to work through.
Less work to do, so I kind of just held on to that. Sometimes like that mindset is like like too ruthless, I think, and like I can let people in a little bit more. But when people like make it obvious like they don't want to be around me, I'm like,
then why is that comforting to you? You're like, why do I want to, if they don't like me and they don't respect me,
Less
why
work
do
for
I
me.
keep
I have enough to worry
stressing?
about.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Well, where are we
So,
at on time? So I
should we
definitely
look
think I
at-
want to get to relate to
Yeah,
more
start
of
to get
this and like
to-
relationships and like, you know, how, when to accept relationship advice, when to not accept relationship advice, like more partnership relationship stuff too.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where we're at right now, time.
Do you want to pull up Anchor?
Yes. Please hold as we navigate.
Because we're only permitted like 30 minutes
Yeah.
right now because we're so new.
I think we're past 30 minutes, but because we can't tell on this thing.
I think it'll just upload.
Yeah, and we can just like, trim it. Look at us talking tech. So I guess the
We'll
question
figure it
is
out.
do we let our listeners have another 25 or like 10, 15 minutes more of like relationship advice, or do we do a separate episode, people?
I feel like
So it's
maybe we
brainstorming.
could dub this episode like
We do like a part 2.
saying goodbye to relationships.
Yeah.
Our relationships, keeping them or not keeping
Yeah.
them. And then next episode because like being engaged and like marriage is a huge
That's a
whole
huge
topic. So
that's
maybe
a
we could just do that
huge
one next.
Yeah. All right. I like it. Well,
you guys good with that? I hope so.
Are you good? Your screen's
I don't
off,
know.
so I
I
can't.
don't know.
You're
Not hearing
muted.
you.
You're muted.
We can't
Unmute
see you.
yourself.
We can't
Okay.
hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, this was good.
It was.
I can't wait to release this. And again, like if you're listening, this is like not anyone really in particular. Well, there's one person, but we're good. We're all in agreement on this. But it is good. Like I think this is good. I hope that you listen and that you can relate. And again, like we're your support system. So even if like I don't feel comfortable talking to Courtney and Fran about this, no, you don't have to. But we are here because the one thing about our podcast that we like feel is so different is that we really genuinely like want you to reach out and just follow us and be like, oh, like I'll add you guys on Instagram. Like we can like be friends and like I can like message them whenever I need to talk to somebody. Like that's definitely what we're here for. Talking just real, like anything real, like not like made up things that we fantasize about or like think are that's reality. Like this is just everyday human real stuff. So,
and like we want your brain to associate this podcast whenever you're like, oh, like I need to take care of this issue that I'm having at work. Oh, I need to take care of this issue and like talk about this for hours. Like, because I don't like to put a cap on like my venting sessions. I just can't. There's too much to talk about.
yeah.
We want you to feel like you have an answer to those problems, like you have a solution to those problems, and that solution is talking with us.
Yeah.
Or just dumping like in a DM and just telling us, don't share this. I just need to get this out.
Yeah.
Or we can like, we want to lead into Q&As too. So we can always like have you answer Q&As on Instagram, shoot us a DM, and we'll keep it completely anonymous and talk about it so that your voice is still being heard and your issues are still being somewhat solved.
Yeah, and just having like another person to talk to, because I know like I can't go to my mom so much about relationships, because when you talk to your mom then they hate your partner, and you can't go to your partner all the time about issues with friends, because then they just not that they're not there for you, but it's nice to have another ear, like another lens or perspective to hear from. So I think that that's also good, is to keep your support system already there that you may have established, but then it's opening up to more perspectives and more friends and a big, more support out there, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
See you guys later.
See you next one.